It is time to revisit a guitar that I gave really high praise to, and so many of you have said that you went out and got one, and it's probably one of my most borrowed guitars. I've had multiple people come over here and borrow this guitar from me here around Nashville just because they wanted to try it, and some of them have ended up buying them, some of their friends have ended up getting them, and it is this. It is the Rick Graham Signature Charvel DK24. You know, this is a fantastic guitar. I'm a huge Rick Graham fan. I got this guitar. Full disclosure though, I did not purchase this one. This is one Rick and the guys at Charvel sent me, you know, 5, 6, 7 months ago, whenever the guitar came out. And a lot of you have asked if I still had it because it wasn't in the signature guitar video I did. And I do still have it. It just wasn't here. Someone was borrowing it at the time, so it didn't make it into that video. So I was like, don't worry, I'm gonna do a re-review. So if you are interested in the full specs, learning more about it, I have a link down below. The guys at Sweetwater do carry these. They were nice enough to sponsor the video, so thank you to them. If you wanna learn more about it, you can check out my original demo. But after having this guitar for a while now, I thought I would point out some of the pros and if there's cons, all that kind of stuff, because it is a fantastic guitar. I really do like the DK24 line in general from Charvel. And sorry, I know you might be seeing this and be like, I thought you were done wearing that thing. I don't have to wear this anymore. To do the playing, I'm gonna have this on. So, but yes, fantastic guitar. Point out some of the things that I have really grown to love on it. And let's just get to it. Okay, now one of the big changes, and it might not seem like a big change to people, but it is for me, is obviously this is not a rosewood or ebony board. 99% of my guitars are all rosewood or ebony. And maple boards, you know, I really gravitated away from them, and I've kind of been liking them more and more here recently. So this one having a maple board was a little bit different. It's also a little bit harder to record videos with. You know, it reflects light. You know, a little bit different than rosewood, but that's just like a nerdy like YouTube thing for me. But I love the feel of these DK necks. I have one of the made in Japan DKs. This is one of the made in Mexico ones. And obviously you see a reverse headstock, which is something that I have really grown to love. I like the way that this makes the strings feel. It feels slightly different than a traditional headstock. Now, I know people like to argue that that is not the case. It does, I want to make sure I'm saying this right, it doesn't change the tension, it changes the perceived tension on the strings because of the way that the nut works, borrowing, you know, it has to borrow string from behind when you're bending it or pushing it down and all those little things. So it will feel a little bit different than a normal 6-in-line traditional headstock. Now the other thing, which is something that I personally don't like on it, I still don't like the jack placement on here. Again, that's not a make or break thing. It's just one of those things, like when I go to plug the guitar and I'm like, where is it? Oh, I forgot the jack plugs in like this. Ergonomically, this probably makes more sense. Dude, I'm just like, I don't mind the top mounted Strat style. It's probably why I like SoCal so much, or just the end. But I think with the contours that this one has, maybe they couldn't do that, or maybe that was just something that Rick wanted. The 5-way's solid. This does have a Gotoh 510. Now, this was my favorite tremolo system for quite a while, until I discovered the Baby Floyd Rose. This was it. This was the one that I really liked just because of the way the bar sits in your hand. So I still dig that. This is one of the guitars that has gotten me spoiled on these neck heels that they're doing. You know, once you get used to this, man, those big 4-bolt blocky neck heels, you see why this is such an advantage. You know, it really does. It just makes it easier to play. They recessed the back cavities here, which I don't know why that bothers me when companies don't do that, but come on, man, just recess the back plate. And that's kind of it. Like I said, no gripes about the guitar's, you know, playability or functionality. Can't talk. It has been a great guitar. You know, I keep it tuned down half a step so you don't see it as much as my standard tune guitars. But, you know, I like it. It's just a traditional HSS Super Strat with a few tweaks that, you know, Rick wanted to it. So, obviously modern neck adjustment here I really like, although I have not tweaked the neck. No, I don't think I've adjusted the neck yet. It made it through the Nashville winter and spring, and working our way through summer now. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys some tones, but if you have not checked one of these out and you're wanting something that has a couple of tweaks, it's still a Super Strat, non-locking nut, but stays in tune really well, dude, these Rick Graham DK24s are killer. I know the relicking is not for everybody. Doesn't bother me, you know. It's a good guitar at the end of the day. So, you know, let's hear the thing. There you have it. What do you think? You might not have, you know, checked one of these out before, but if you're in a store that has them, try it and tell me if you're not a fan of like the shreddery necks. I should add this in here too. It's a pretty flat radius, pretty thin neck. But if you like those types of necks, dude, this one feels so good. It just feels like it's just like oil finished or something like that. I don't know. I really, really like the neck on this guitar. And, you know, it's just killer. It is a killer fiddle. Try one if you can. Thanks to you guys for always watching the videos, and thanks to Sweetwater for sponsoring it. Thanks to Charvel for making such great guitars, man. I feel like Charvel just kind of flies under people's radar sometimes, you know. Their big brother, Jackson, you know, maybe gets a little more attention, but don't sleep on Charvel, dude. They make some killer stuff. So, other than that, I'm out of here, guys. Peace!